Well, hello and welcome to a new video. A new month is upon us, and so as usual, I'm gonna talk to you about my tops and my flops for the month of August. Let's go. You know the drill. I'm gonna start with the flops, and that way we get to end on a high note. The first product I'm gonna mention, it's more a flop on my part than it is on the product itself, because I don't think it's bad and I don't think that, no one will like it. And this is a palette from Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Glow Face palette. This is limited edition. The reason why I'm saying it's a flop on my part is because I honestly don't really know why I bought it. I know why. It was on sale. I don't remember how much it was, probably around 10 euros, so it was very affordable, especially since you get 3 products in here. So first of all, I always forget about my face palette. I need to find a way to force myself to use them more often. If it's a highlighter palette, then I will get to it. If it's a contour palette, then I might get to it. But when it comes to a palette with, a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight, I don't know why, I forget I even have them. And so for me to purchase this was kind of stupid, to tell you the truth. I bought it because I thought, it's nice, it's cute, it's small, it's inexpensive, and I know I do love the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula, but I already have it. I even have a backup, so why bother, So you do have the Butter Bronzer in here, which for me at the moment is a little too light, but that's a me issue. I do love this product. It's a very creamy bronzer. It's beautiful. It's been one of my favorites for years. The main issue I have is with this blush because it's very... Okay, first of all, it's very powdery and chalky. And it is very, very shiny as well. And I don't really go for shiny blushes. Sometimes I do, but like this is just too luminous, too light. It's just, you see, it looks pretty. It's just not a blush in my opinion. It's not enough. It doesn't have enough pigment. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it. The third product you have in here is a highlighter. It looks pretty. It's just, again, there's something very, very powdery and chalky about it, where you kind of have it everywhere. The undertone is more yellow than it appears in the palette. It's just a little weird. I'm still gonna use this palette. I mean, you know me, I never really throw away makeup, even when it's bad in my opinion. And like I said, this isn't even that bad. It's just, it was a dumb purchase on my part, to be honest. So, I still feel like I had to include this in this video. Next up, I have the Becca Light Shifter Doing Tint in the shade Moondance 3. This should come as no surprise if you watched my video. I think I did a reviewing the reviews on this product because I was in disbelief. I looked greasy as hell with this product. I looked like a disco ball, and I wanted to figure out if I was the only one feeling that way. And to my surprise, a lot of the reviews that I watched and I read, people liked it. And I was like, well, how do you do that? I remember reading someone talking about, getting a lit from within effect. And I was like, no, I'm not lit from within. I'm like a disco ball. Like, this is intense. This is way, way too intense for me. Now, there were other people who had the same issue, and I'm guessing that they had more of a combo to oily skin, which is my case. And clearly this product is not necessarily made for me. So I feel like it's almost unfair for me to put this in my flops because it says it's a doing tint. You know what I mean? And I know I typically don't go for doing tint. I need a little coverage, and as much as I like a natural glow, too dewy on me leans greasy. And don't get me wrong, again, I'm not gonna throw this product away. I have used it again since, but I mix it in with more covering foundations, more dry foundations to kind of bring back a little bit of light within it. The reason why I still want to put this in my flops is because it's very rare that I try a complexion product and right away go like, oh, hell no. Like that doesn't happen too often. The reason why I still want to put this in my flops is because, I mean, honestly, I get that apparently it works for some people, but see, like, this isn't something in my book that you should put all over your face, even if you have dry skin, because then it's only going to emphasize the dry patches you might have, you know? So, yeah, this is on its own in itself. If you use it the way it is set to be used, you're going to look like a disco ball. Next up, this is a sample of Fenty Hydrating Longwear Foundation. Oh boy. Okay, I got these as samples on a purchase I made online at Sephora, I believe. And when I got it, I was so excited. First of all, I was excited because I had darker shades. I was just coming back from a vacation. I was tan as hell. There was no foundation in my collection that matched me even a little bit. And so that was like a gift sent from heaven. I also thought it was super smart because you had, I believe, 5 different shades of this one, and then 5 different shades of the matte foundation, and then 2 little primers. And I just thought that this kind of sample was amazing. I was also very excited to get the hydrating one in particular because I had been wanting to try it out, but I knew a lot of people were not a fan of it, and I wasn't going to buy the full size for sure. I love the matte one. I don't really need to buy the hydrating version, but I was just very curious. And so when I got this, I was like, hell yes. And then I put this on and I was like, hell no. This, upon first application, was fine. But then it moved. It really moved a lot, and it looked greasy. Again, as a reminder, I have combo to oily skin, so just keep that in mind. But I have also heard people with dry skin complain about this foundation. So yeah, it just really kind of moved everywhere, and it was looking greasy. It felt like it was never really setting properly. And then I got a nice surprise the next day as this broke me out. So really not a fan of this one. It's not a surprise. I wasn't expecting to love this because, like I said, I have read quite some negative reviews about it, and I love the matte one. I don't need to go and get this one. But yeah, I just feel a little bad putting the Fenty product in here because it's one of my favorite brands, but this is just not for me. The next product, oh my god, I'm so annoyed that I don't like this. I mean, I do like this, but it broke me out like crazy. And this is the Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint by Huda Beauty. I got this as a sample and was so excited because, again, I was super curious. This isn't usually the kind of product I really reach for. You know, we just saw what happened with Becca Light Shifter. It definitely wasn't working for me. Usually speaking, I prefer a little bit more coverage and more of a matte or satin finish, but not something so dewy and so shiny. However, I saw Tati Westbrook speak highly of it, so I was like, okay, I have to try it out. And, you know, I always like trying new products, especially hyped products like this, and so I wanted to know what was going on with this stuff. So when I got the sample, it was like perfect. especially since, you know, a sample in a little tube like that, that's a big size sample in my book. And it's great because you can use it several times. It's not something that you cut open and then that's it. You have to throw the rest of it. So that was really an amazing sample. I didn't use it on its own because I felt like it was maybe going to be too dewy for me. So the first thing I wanted to try was to mix it in with another product, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I mixed it in with a couple of different foundations. I believe I have the shade 5 Medium, by the way, and I really, really liked the effect it gave to my skin because it made it look, I don't know, dewy and luminous, but not greasy, you know? It was really perfect. The next day, it broke me out. I was so bummed. I was determined to find out, okay, but is it really that thing in particular that broke me out? I don't know. I'm still gonna try it again. I did use it again a couple of days later. I didn't have a breakout the next day. I mean, I was still recovering from the previous one, so I was like, okay, fine. But then I used it again and again the next day. It broke me out like crazy. It's mostly on my chin area. I am like starting to recover, so I don't think there's a lot for you left to see, but I kid you not, a dozen little white dots. It was awful. It was really awful. And like I said, it happened both times with this, the next day, the same place. It's the only different thing that I used. I have to put it in my flops, but at the same time, you know, if you're lucky and if it doesn't break you out, then yeah, it's a beautiful product. It's just there's something in it that my chin doesn't agree with. Okay, moving on to better things, let's now talk about my tops. The first thing I have is a Fenty product. This is the Eavesdrop. I have the shade number 7. This is, we've seen it, light coverage kind of tints like these are usually not something I go for. Lately I have because it's been all the rage, and so, you know, I'm easy to influence, I guess. The reason why I purchased this one in particular is because I've heard raving reviews from a bunch of different people with a bunch of different skin types. And like I said, I usually go for more coverage, but I figured, you know, it's nice to also have a product that has little coverage, and this one is just really good. It is light coverage, but it's not something that's sheer to the point where you see everything that's going on underneath. It's just a very nice looking natural foundation, and as the day goes by, I feel like it looks more and more beautiful. It's not dewy, it's not matte, it's not hydrating, it's not drying. It's just, it's this perfect, I don't know, perfect texture, perfect finish, perfect everything. It is amazing. I'm not wearing it on today because, you know, with the eye look, I needed to go for a full coverage foundation, not something as light as this. But I have worn it a couple of times. It is still a teeny bit too light for my skin tone at the moment because I'm still fairly tan. But yeah, I really, really love it. And it is slightly blurring. It's great. It honestly is great. Next up, we have another product from Fenty. I mean, I need to kind of redeem myself after the hydrating foundation. And this is the cream bronzer. This has been out for a minute now. I do have a couple of the powder bronzer, which I love. I wasn't so interested at first in purchasing the cream one because, you know, I was like, yeah, I already have a bronzer from that brand, so like whatever. And I mean, I can't say I was much of a cream person. I'm still not really that person, but because it is so trendy right now, of course, I'm being influenced to purchase more creams and, you know, just try different kind of textures and formulas. And this I had heard great reviews about, and so you know, it's Fenty, you know me and Fenty, I love this brand, and so I figured, you know what, if you're gonna go out and purchase more cream products, you might as well go with this one. This is the shade 3 Macchiato. It's gross already. That's my only issue with this kind of packaging, is that it gets gross. You have brush hair stuck in it. Now when it comes to the shade, I picked it up because the one that was a little bit lighter was, I think it was amber, and it's more cool toned, and I wanted something that I would be able to use right away. Again, I'm more tan than usual at the moment, so this one works great for me right now. This is what I have on today, but it's also not going to be too deep, so that when my tan will fade, this will be too deep for me. You know what I mean? This is really a nice color. The thing is that it blends so easily that honestly, yes, even when I will be more pale, I know it will still work like a dream. It's very, very easy to blend into the skin. Like, you don't even need to really rub it. You can just tap it on, press it on, and work the product into the skin that way without disrupting the foundation underneath. And it's a good product. The shade is nice. The formula is nice. The finish, it's nice. It's really good. Next up, I have a brow product from Simple Beauty. This is their brow gel. It's a clear brow gel. Well, it's white brow gel that turns clear, but just be careful with it. I love it because it has a very strong hold. This is the product I have in my brows today. I kind of messed up though because I applied it after my foundation and I forgot to clean up my brows a little bit. So there's a few residue here and there, but I still do love this product. I would recommend either using it before you work on the rest of your complexion, or if you do it afterwards. You need to be careful not to go overboard. And you also need to make sure that you did clean your brows from foundation, powder, whatever that may be. This is a bit tricky to work with because, like I said, it is white. It is white. And so you really need to work it in the brows for the gel to turn clear and be invisible. But it's glue. I'm actually, you know what? It even smells like glue. Maybe it is glue. I don't know. Or it smells like something, a mix between glue and paint. I don't know. It's not the nicest smell, but I mean, yeah, you just smell it and you know your brows are not gonna budge. So this is just a great alternative to my Got2b hair gel. I mean, I still love that product, but it's just a bit bulky to carry around. So this definitely does the trick. And last but not least, I want to give a major top to my BH palettes, especially the travel series. I have a couple of others that you have seen before that I do love, but these ones, they are perfect. They're the perfect format, in my opinion, where it's not too much, not too little eyeshadows, the perfect mix of mattes and shimmers and glitters. They're just gorgeous. They are gorgeous. So I have the Party in Puerto Rico. This is the one I was wearing yesterday in my Will I Buy It. I have the Hangin in Hawaii. I haven't used it yet, but I mean, I know already I'm gonna love it. And then I have the Passion in Paris, which is the one I'm wearing today. I love these eyeshadows so much, on top of the fact that, like I said, it is for me the perfect size, perfect ratio between mattes and shimmers and stuff. The formulas are gorgeous. The mattes are super pigmented, but they blend nicely. The shimmers are gorgeous. They're just so freaking gorgeous. You can use them wet, you can use them dry. There's a few more like glittery shades, which I would recommend using some kind of a glitter glue or primer, a sticky primer or something, because it does fall a little bit. So today I used these wine kind of colors. I also used, I don't know if you can tell, but this is actually a very, very dark green. And then I used this one. This shade is the one that you see in my inner corner. It's just, it is beautiful. I look at this and there's 5 different color combinations I want to play with and put on my eyes. It really makes me so creative. It's beautiful. Like I said, the formulas are amazing. I don't understand how come this is not more talked about. Like, I know people talk about him, but I feel like it still doesn't get the hype it deserves. These are amazing. I want them all. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my channel because it's free, so why not? And I will see you guys next time. Bye.